against Seattle. Let's bring in our resident QB, Sean Salisbury, joining us here. Sean, it's Jason. How are you today?
I'm good, Jason. Happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate it.
Thanks. You too. Are you a consumer of the food, a maker of the food? What's your Thanksgiving tradition?
All the above.
Yeah.
Depending on my kids, they're a little, older now, and they have other families they go to or see their mother, see me. So we spend a lot of holiday time together. I'm blessed with all three of them. My oldest is a phenomenal chef, and when he throws down, he does. But I'm doing cooking this year, and I did, him and I have both in the past. So I love it, from turkey to making jalapeno cream corn and the green beans, 4 cheese. And I got a lot of different stuff. So I love the preparation, getting up at like 5 a.m. and getting after it. I'm big on this holiday because I love family, and there's no pressure of gift giving. It's just people laughing, sports, football, great food, and then more great food, more great food. So, yeah, I'll cook it, eat it, and keep cooking it and eating it and having a great day and mix a little bit of everything. And I love the spread. It was my dad's favorite holiday, nice. So I carry it over, too. So I love it. I love the holiday season. I get a little bit cheesy, and I'm into all of it. So I love it.
Well, Chris and I looked at each other when you were describing some things you're making. Like, hey, maybe there's 2 more seats at the Salisbury house.
There's always room for you guys and anybody who wants to join, of course. If you were in town, I would invite you over, no question about it.
That's awesome. Did you ever play on Thanksgiving Day?
That game when I was in Seattle, my rookie year, we had a Thanksgiving Day game. I'm pretty sure it was Seattle. And I'm trying to think if I had any more Thanksgiving Day. I don't think so. We had like a Labor Day game in CFL and stuff, but on Thanksgiving Day, I think just one time early in my career. I know once, but I don't think there was any more on that particular day. I think we played Christmas Eve before. That might have been the only day that fell on that exact holiday.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I know every NFL player hates the short week, the Thursday. I mean, it's just you guys all need the extra time to get ready, but then also playing on the holiday. I just can't imagine the distractions of either side, being at home where you're still going to have some sort of feast, or being on the road trying to get back for that. I mean, it's what you guys do as athletes, but that's got to be a huge challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in college, too, we played a bowl game in Hawaii. It was the Aloha Bowl at the time. And I think we woke up, I think the big game was on Christmas Day. We played, and it was weird waking up on Christmas Day in 85-degree weather and playing football, but it was still cool. And I think the difference, and it's a great point, from every Thursday night there being a game, because when I was playing, we had the Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football is into play at times, and Thursday was the special day. You were playing on that Thursday game. It was special. You knew your peers were watching. You go back home and you get the dinner after. So it made the delay of Christmas Day, if you were playing in that game, or on Thanksgiving Day for this holiday, it made it really cool because you knew everybody was sitting around eating and eyes were on you. And I think sometimes maybe we've flooded it so much. You're right. You want more time off, but you didn't really care if it was Thanksgiving Day and you only got one time to do it, because you felt it was like when you got Monday Night Football, it was an honor, right? So it's like, man, we're playing the Cowboys. The fellas are going to be watching and all their families. But now I think we've saturated it so much that Thursday, your body's beat up. And I don't know if we look at it as special anymore. That was special because if you weren't playing on a Saturday late season game, which was cool, or a Sunday, and didn't have a Monday night game, Thursday was your way of being rewarded. And you felt like it was a special, special day. I'm not sure we feel that way about Thursday night anymore, but I still think the Thanksgiving Day game, because it's on during the day, means a lot to us. And I know it did to our players when we played.
Sean Salisbury joining us, the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Sean, what were your takeaways from what was really a good game last night, the Monday night game between the Chiefs and the Eagles?
That they're not going away, that when you think about the final 4 teams probably, or at least if they continue to do well. Now, they missed. The Chiefs got to quit laying the ball on the ground. Their receivers have got to make more plays, and that was a big reason why they didn't get to close it out last night. But I think for me, it's the Chiefs' defense too that's elevated. I don't think the Chiefs' offense is as devastating as it used to be. But when you got Mahomes and Kelsey, you still got Andy Reid. You're going to be in every game, and they're spectacular when necessary. But I actually think the defense's times for them has stepped up with pressure, and they're playing better. When you can hold Philadelphia down, you're going to win most of those 21-point games. You just are. But I think Philadelphia's the best team, and I think you can make an argument like Kansas City, Baltimore in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that when we get to late January, both are going to be playing mid to late January. I think Philadelphia and Kansas City will still both be in it. I don't see a repeat this year, although with 15, you always got a chance. But I thought it was physical. I thought they got after it, and it was, I liked it because it wasn't 48-45, which is fun to watch, but we saw two teams.
Did we lose Sean there? We might have lost Sean for a moment.
Both play again in February.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this, I do believe that Philadelphia is the best team in football right now.
Yeah, and so when you played the position, obviously you make, 20, 30, 40 throws in a game. A receiver's going to help you. A receiver's going to bail you out of a bad throw, makes a great catch. How about when you had the throw that you dropped in there perfectly like Mahomes did to Valdez-Scantling? Sure, he dropped it. It does happen. Did you ever find that you lost faith in a guy that might have dropped a pass for you that you just got to make that connection?
Nah, you know why? Now, there's times when you're working in practice, or some guys just maybe don't catch it in like between the hash marks. They operate outside the numbers better. I think that when you get to that level, especially if you watch them work and you know how hard a guy's. Now, if I had a guy who wasn't putting time in, had trouble catching the ball or consistent and wasn't out working on his game, or mentally was running the wrong route, that would piss me off more. If you're mentally not into the game and you're running the wrong route, can't line up right after all, 3/4 of the way through a season or halfway, you're like, wait a minute, we've been doing this long. It tells me you're not thinking right. You're not doing the lonely work. The physical mistakes, the reason why, they bother you because you don't want to make them. We've all made them. That I'm not the guy who's pointing at a guy and getting all frustrated, because guess what? There is going to be a time when he's open and you're going to overthrow him by a half a yard when it should have been a touchdown. That's on you as a quarterback. So I can handle physical mistakes as long as the mental dedication and devotion and they're getting after it and preparing. They're going to happen. Listen, he'll catch that ball 9 times out of 10 or more, and you're going to miss some throws. So it was, if you're not preparing hard and putting yourself football IQ in position to win, then I would have had a problem with it. But those things happen, and I didn't lose confidence. Now, if it happens 4 times, 3 weeks in a row, you're probably thinking somebody else in a clutch moment. But when I can remember Chris Carter. I hit him down the middle on a bender throw, which the middle of the field was open in a playoff game. Chris is as sure-handed as anybody that's ever played the game. Chris was running in to score, and it was a playoff game against the Giants, and he swung the ball, and it came down and hit his own knee and fumbled inside the red zone, and they recovered. We ended up losing the playoff game, but how am I going to get mad at Chris Carter? 8 million catches, clutch catches, bailed me out plenty of times on throws that shouldn't have been caught. The physical mistakes happen. If you're not mentally preparing correctly because you're lazy and you're not doing your work, that part bothered me more than any physical mistake. But I know this, you can't keep physically dropping it and expect the quarterback to trust you in situations. But 1 or 2 times, I think you go back to him to rebuild that trust, because you're going to need Valdez-Scantling down the stretch.
The news today, Sean, that Pittsburgh fires their offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. It's week 11. What does that do, or what can that do for Pittsburgh? What kind of tweaks and adjustments do they have to make now? Well,
I think that if you are, and you cut out there, you said you're talking about Kansas City. Is that what you said?
No, sorry, that Pittsburgh cut.
Steelers with Matt Canada.
Yeah.
You said, I heard the Canada, and then I went back. Yeah, you know what? The adjustments, sometimes when you saw it with Ken Dorsey in Buffalo, they fired him. Their offense elevated. Sometimes that initial feeling of, okay, let's see if the next guy, if you're conservative, you know what the next guy's going to do, be more aggressive. If you're a conservative play caller or aggressive play caller, the next guy play close to the vest. It's usually the way it works, but I think the guy now, it's your chance to prove and shine and add some flair to it, no matter who you are in Buffalo or now with Matt Canada. I don't like to see guys get fired, but it's part of the business. And I think this was probably 8 games too late. Even going into the season, people were questioning it. Mike Tomlin gave him every opportunity. It just didn't click. It didn't click with the quarterback. It hasn't clicked with the offense. They are not good. It's amazing they're 6-4. And Matt Canada knows X's and O's, but the play calling rhythm was just never there for them in Pittsburgh. It had to happen for them to move forward. It sucks for him, but he'll be fine. It's football. You know these things. But they can't do any worse. The next guy cannot. I feel like you can almost walk in off the streets and get 200 yards offense.
Yeah.
You should be able to. So it's a bummer for him, but you know what? The Pittsburgh Steelers, for the betterment of their football team, they had to. And knowing Mike Tomlin, this isn't an I confess he did it. He's blaming it on him. It's taken long enough. Mike could have been justified doing this 2 months ago, but he stuck with him and gave him a chance to play out of it, and he never did. The Steelers had to move on if they want to get better offensively.
Sean, I know with 3 games on Thanksgiving, people with your app, I mean, are we busy all through this week? Tell us a little bit about that app.
Yeah, we'll find out. I hope that and I know they will be in the 3 games, and they will be on the app and up and going, and I couldn't be more grateful, because if all our teams said, we're not going to do shows or we're not going to do a media cast during Thanksgiving, I, as the president of the company, would say, I don't blame you. Go eat your ass, eat it out, eat everything you want, drink it all. Don't worry about it. But we have such great people. They're going to provide you with the great shows and also eat. So I'm blessed to be a part of a great team. Go get that app, the PSF Pro Sports Fans app. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Well, Sean, thank you for joining us. We look forward to talking to you next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Sounds like you got a feast coming your way. Enjoy your family time and football, and we talk to you next week.
Always an honor and a blessing. Happy Thanksgiving to you too and all your great listeners. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks.
All right, thank you. That's the great Sean Salisbury joining us. Really good insight too on quarterback play and what's going on, and even Thanksgiving, playing on the holiday, a unique wrinkle that the Niners will experience this week. When we come back, 4 down territory.